Happy Children's Day! I just want to take the time out to tell you that you are loved. You are important. You are strong. You are big. You are the young kings and queens of tomorrow. Just have a wonderful and a blessed day today. You are great.
It's National Children's Day, and without a doubt, our young people are the main focus for today's half-hour program. Coming up, we will be celebrating the future of our nation and bringing National Children's Day greetings from the Prime Minister and numerous children across Jamaica. You don't want to miss any of this, so stay right there.
Care applicants who applied for compassionate grant and who applied for their compassionate grant to be paid to a remittance company, just to update you that your compassionate grant has been paid over to the remittance company that you selected on your behalf. And your compassionate grant will be with your remittance company until the 30th of June. So that gives you all of May and it gives you all of June to collect your compassionate grant.
As mentioned earlier, we have a few special Children's Day greetings waiting for you today, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the following messages.
Nelson Mandela, my own personal hero, said, "Together as a nation, we have the obligation to put sunshine in the hearts of our little ones. They are our precious possessions. They deserve what happiness life can offer." Each year, Jamaica recognizes the month of May as Child Month. During Child Month, we heighten our focus on the celebration of our children and the need to love and nurture them to achieve their full potential. On this National Children's Day 2020, I urge all Jamaicans to reflect on the awesome responsibility we have to ensure the well-being of our children. I also take this opportunity to reaffirm my belief that it is the right of every Jamaican child to have access to quality education, nutrition, healthcare, and other basic necessities for a good life in a peaceful and secure environment. The theme for Child Month 2020 is Unplug Negativity, Connect Positivity, Think. The theme draws focus to the use of technology by our children and the potential for either beneficial outcomes or disastrous consequences. It has been estimated that 1 in 3 children globally is already an internet user and that 1 in 3 internet users is a child. Increasingly, children are using digital platforms to gather information, to express themselves creatively, to interact with others, and to access entertainment. Technology has provided the means for children to participate in the global community and to help to shape narratives in the international arena. It affords new learning opportunities, enhanced learning experiences, and improves preparation for the labor force, which is increasingly reliant on technology use. Technology plays an important role in fulfilling children's rights to information, quality education, participation, and recreation. However, with advancements in technology and increase in its usage, come new and evolving risks to the well-being of our children. These risks include exposure to violence and inappropriate content, implications for excessive use, exploitation, cyberbullying, and data protection challenges. We have a duty to safeguard our children online and offline. Digital literacy is vital. We must teach our children to use the internet for positive outcomes, to conduct research, to increase their knowledge, and develop new skills, to share ideas, and keep in touch with family and friends. However, we must also warn them of the dangers which lurk in the digital world. Let us ensure that our children are properly equipped to navigate the digital world in a safe and productive manner. While we encourage our children to take advantage of the benefits of the digital age, let us also ensure that they engage in physical activity, develop their social and communication skills, and spend time developing positive relationships offline with family and friends. Children, I know COVID-19 has significantly disrupted your daily lives. We have had to close schools to protect you and to control the spread of the disease. While schools are closed, instruction and learning are continuing via online platforms. I encourage you to make the best use of this. I know that the last few weeks have been particularly difficult for you and you are eager to get back to your normal lives. I assure you that we will together overcome this epidemic. Each of you can help by practicing the healthy habits that our public health officials have asked us to follow. You are our greatest assets. You are our greatest treasure. You are the future. We are committed to ensuring that you develop to your fullest potential. Happy Children's Day. May God bless our children. May God bless Jamaica land we love.
Children are to relate to their parents and other elderly persons at time to share their thoughts, views, and emotion in a lovely way.
Children are not things to be molded, but are people to be unfolded. Children are the image of God, so let's celebrate the spirit of childhood this Child's Month.
Children carry the hopes for our brighter tomorrow and the dreams of our happy future. May the innocence of their smile stay forever in their heart.
Happy Child's Month! Woo!
Remember, Tanayayad.
To properly carry out a hand rub, apply a palmful of the product in your cupped hand, covering all surfaces. Rub your hands palm to palm. Rub your right palm over the back of your left hand with interlaced fingers and vice versa. Rub your hands palm to palm with fingers interlaced. Rub the back of your fingers to opposing palms with fingers interlocked. Rotationally rub backwards and forwards the clasped fingers of your right hand in your left palm and vice versa. Once your hands are dry, they are now safe.
Today's National Children's Day, and this is something that the National Child Month Committee is very excited about. For 2020, our plans that we had to shift it, but we are so grateful that we're still able to celebrate our children. We start out today with our picnic party and talent concert. Well, you would have known already, those of you who have entered, that we have had this talent concert going on. And guess what? Today is our voting day. We start our voting today, May 15th through to the 22nd. We're asking you to check on our Facebook page and see, because you are going to realize that many of your friends are involved, and we are asking you to like them. Our voting and the competition will be looking at the amount of likes that you get. So those of you entered, get all your friends together and ensure that you will come out on top, because the prizes are fabulous and you are going to love them. Today is a day we celebrate our children the way they celebrated us on Mother's Day. Just on Sunday, and also the way they will celebrate fathers on Father's Day and how they celebrate teachers on Teachers' Day. In other words, it's going to be a day where we really let them feel loved, appreciated, accepted, and just feel great about themselves. We're not talking about money here. You don't have to buy if you can't buy. But we can give them hugs. We can tell them how great they are. We can remind them how happy we are to have them in our lives. We can tell them all the nice things we know about them. We are going to celebrate them and let them feel really good about themselves. We thank all those who are working along with us. Today is going to be a fabulous day. It is the day we celebrate our children. Come on, Jamaicans, let's give it up for our children.
Children's Day is a day celebrated annually in the honor of children. Children's Day is important to me because it motivates me to want to be better and do better in a society where children can be free to play and live.
Children's Day is important also because while children receive a lot of leisure time, they also feel appreciated, and it raises awareness of child protection and safety. And remember to stay home and stay safe.
Children's Day mean to me children be free and happy.
Children's Day is a day dedicated to all our precious sons and daughters to let them know that they are appreciated.
What Children's Day means to me is celebrating the honor of children and the ones that have gone through so much, let them know that they have the right to speak of what's happening in their everyday life. Children's Day is a day when children should be free from abuse.
Children's Day is a very special day dedicated to children. It is important as it helps us to recognize that we are valuable assets to society. Therefore, it is also important to treat us with the love and respect that we need and not to violate our rights as children. Please stop the violence against children, for we are the future.
Children's Day. Happy Children's Day to all the children.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs around here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness is reassuring the international business community that as the country works toward a post-COVID-19 era, it is proceeding with caution to reopen sectors of the economy. The Prime Minister says getting the economy to return as close as possible to full capacity is realistic, but the process will ensure the health and safety of individuals.
I have two priorities. Priority number one is their health and safety, and priority number one is their livelihoods. So I don't see a trade-off between health and economy. I don't see the two things as mutually exclusive. You need healthy people to make the economy work, and a working economy gives you healthy people.
Prime Minister Holness was speaking with the CNN business editor-at-large Richard Quest on May 14. Mr. Holness says the tourism sector is critical to Jamaica's economy recovery, as it accounts for more than 50% of the country's foreign exchange earnings. As a result, he says plans are being put in place to accommodate a phased reopening of the sector.
We have to plan in advance and anticipate when our largest tourism market would be ready for us. What we would want is for the United States to be ready, Canada to be ready, Europe to be ready, and we are not. So we're preparing. You know, the tourism industry is very susceptible to global shocks. And this would not be the first global shock that our tourism industry would have. And indeed, within the Caribbean countries, we are already very much aware and sensitive towards these global shocks. So we are resilient. So part of being resilient is to plan for it. So what we're doing now is to ensure that we have the protocols. And as you have said, we are already figuring out ways how we can have controlled corridors of entry, how to move our tourists safely from airports to hotels so that they can enjoy our lovely beaches and our lovely people.
Prime Minister Holness also responded to the possibility of Jamaica adopting the requirement of a COVID-19 medical certificate by visitors to the island.
I think it's the information that is important. One, you want to have at least some health profile understanding of the visitor that is coming. And that process itself helps the visitor to be aware of the protocols that they would have to follow. And then we would begin to be able to see whether or not, determine the risk profile of the visitor who is coming and the measures that would have to be in place on the Jamaica end to ensure that we can cater to any needs that those risk profiles would throw up.
Prime Minister, thank you. I look forward to you and I continuing the discussion, preferably and hopefully on one of Jamaica's beautiful beaches. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Let me know when you're coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Examinations Council press conference following the decision of Council for Human and Social Development granting approval on Friday, May 8, 2020 for the administration of CXC's regional examinations in July 2020, with results being made available by the first week in September 2020. The modified strategy is to yield valid grades, assess critical competencies, and minimize the disruption to the education system during these unprecedented times. Will preserve the integrity of the examinations. The modified examinations approach is as follows: the administration of at least one common paper, and in this case, the multiple choice assessment. And I just want to point out that for a public examination body such as the Caribbean Examinations Council, administering assessment across countries, it is imperative that a common paper be administered. And in situations where we are facilitating the assessment comparison across years, it is important that we have a common paper structure for the examination. Secondly, it involves the school-based assessment, paper 3.2, which is the alternative paper to the SBA for private candidates. And in this case, we will have an expanded moderation exercise that will see the moderation process being extended to all center across all subjects. Having these two pieces of information, the award of final grades will be based on the moderated SBA and the multiple choice papers. During our grading process, CXC's quality assurance process will apply the appropriate weighting to ensure that candidates are treated fairly and in an unbiased manner. Exemptions to the aforementioned process, where candidates will be required to complete additional components, are as follows. For modern languages, Spanish, French, and Portuguese, human and social biology, visual arts will have additional component requirements as follows. 1. For CSEC, French, Portuguese, and Spanish, students are expected to write paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3, which are the oral examinations. For CSEC, Human and Social Biology, candidates will be required to write paper 1 and paper 2. For CSEC, Visual Arts, students are expected to submit their SBA and reflective journals. For CAPE, French and Spanish, students are expected to write paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. And of course, school candidates submitting their SBAs. For private candidates, they are expected to write paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, as well as paper 4.2 for private candidates. Those are the exemptions, or the exceptions rather, to the modified approach, where candidates will be expected to write additional components. In the process of administering these examinations, the e-testing modality will be employed. However, it will be applicable to those institutions or territories that are equipped to facilitate e-testing. In other words, they do have the infrastructure in place for e-testing to be administered. However, in territories where the infrastructure challenges are insurmountable, it is expected that those candidates will write the paper-based modality. In respect of health and safety, I want to point out that it is the #1 priority of the Examinations Council to ensure the safety and well-being of stakeholders during these unprecedented times. All examination centers and invigilators will follow the guidelines of national health protocols as it relates to social distancing, the wearing of masks, and sanitization. Rest assured that as the management and staff of the council continue to monitor the emerging situation, our first priority is health and well-being of all our stakeholders. We continue to work closely with our local registrars to ensure all the required systems are in place on the ground, and wherever there are challenges, we continue to overcome such with the required response to ensure that the solution does not disadvantage any stakeholder.
Child Month to me means putting extra emphasis on how unparalleled each and every child in the world is. It's a month where extra compassion and empowerment-filled moments are deposited into the memory banks of children. The blessing that we are from God is radiated in the form of brighter sun rays from within us, therefore leaving no other option than for us to be universally recognized. With that being said, Happy Child's Month!
In a moment, we will hear from children as they share their wishes for our nation. I implore you to listen carefully and see how best you can do your part in achieving them. In granting these wishes, we are helping to create a better Jamaica for all our children to live and ultimately work, raise their families, and do business.
For Children's Day, my wish is for this coronavirus to go away because I miss my teachers and play with my friends.
My wish for children across Jamaica and the world is for success and good health.
I wish that everyone would stay safe during the coronavirus. And I wish everyone will stay safe so we can go back to school.
My wish for the children of Jamaica is that they believe in themselves and not let anyone take them for granted.
My wish for Child's Day is to go back to school, see my teachers, and have fun with my friends.
My wish for children is to eat healthy and never ever go to bed hungry.
I wish for COVID-19 to end so my father can visit us and he can bring me my iPhone.
My wish is for all of us is to live peacefully and love our children.
My wish is for 2020 to be the best year, and I just want to be with my friends.
All I want is everyone to cooperate with the government and stay inside.
I wish for COVID-19 to stop so that I can see family and friends.
I like all the kids to have a lot of toys and a unicorn and a dolphin and a baby tiger and a cat.
My wish for Jamaica is that the police catch all the bad people that hurt children. Happy Children's Day, Jamaica, and stay safe.
And that's all we have for you on today's show. Thanks for staying with us for another Children's Day edition of Jamaica Magazine. If you enjoyed what you saw today, do remember that you can re-watch our show on our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're also able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram for other Child Month related features and advice. I'm Audrey, wishing you all a happy National Children's Day. This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.